Hold on. There we go. Hello, everyone. Wow, the rival's a dick in this game. I forgot that he was like, oh man, I wish I could just murder your Pokemon. It has been a minute since I have done the streaming. I have come to a conclusion that I'm going to attempt to have a schedule. I know, weird, right? But yes, that is my intention is to have a schedule going forward, which is like, ooh, so like official and shit. Hi, ArtCat. So yeah, the plan is I'm going to try to stream most Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays, starting anywhere around 7-ish Eastern. 7-ish Eastern. That is my plan. I don't care about Norton Antivirus computer. Shut up. But yeah, hopefully I will be able to keep to said schedule. I will try my best. I think once we finish Pokemon, I'm gonna focus on Dragon Quest games. That's my idea currently. You know, just to like give me like a niche. Because there's like roughly 12,000 variety streamers and roughly 50,000 million. Oh, actually, you wouldn't be bad here. This is the only, I think Execute's still one of the only Pokemon with ×4 bug weakness, so we'll put that out here. Game audio kind of drowns me out. Thank you for letting me know. It's actually kind of quiet on my end, but I might just have my thing up a little loud. Okay, I lowered it a tiny bit. Which Dragon Quest or just in general? So, I do plan on just streaming Dragon Quest games in general. With that said, I was going to start with the Dragon Quest III remake because I wanted to play that again. I really wanted to try a different... you're technically still good here. I wanted to try a different team from my first setup. My first setup, I did like pretty much my standard Dragon Quest III team, and I wanted to try something different. So that's my plan. Yeah. So I upped the game audio. I lowered the game audio a bit. So let me know if that's, you know, sounding good to everybody. In the meantime, I'm also gonna crack open a cold one of Coke Zero. Audio's good? Sounds good. 4 Gadabouts, got it. I was thinking that it would be really funny to do, because you can't, unfortunately, the 4 Gadabout run is not possible, because the hero cannot leave the party until, you beat the game. However, I was thinking that a 3 Gadabout party would be funny, because then you could, because then it would literally be the Three Stooges. Although the best female party members are just objectively better than male ones in DQ3. So you wouldn't just... I would go for 3 female Gadabats instead of 3 male ones. Yeah, the hero can change class, I believe, after you beat the game. But not before. Okay. I guess I should catch one of these. Problem is, I don't think I have a way to, like, weaken one without just straight up killing it at the moment. The 3 Stoogettes. Yeah, I was thinking about this when I was on a walk earlier today. They would be Lori, Carla, and Mo. Mo being Monique. So just M-O. Yeah, but for the time being, I do want to finish playing Pokemon first, because I like this game too. So, and we already started it, and we're like more than halfway done, so. Oh my god. Skype, shut up. I keep on getting spam messages on my Skype, and it's really annoying. But this Skype, I don't know how to, like, and it's kind of weird. This Skype, I've had this Skype account for forever. It's linked to my Windows. And I don't know how to, like, even if I log out of Skype, the notifications will still go through. So that's really annoying. Hi, Seth. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, Rico, thanks. I'm glad that people would be excited to, like, watch me play it, you know. I have realized that it's, like, one of the areas that I, you know, have some amount of, like, authority in. So it's neat to have that. Let's see here. You know, normally I would be like digging Mudslide all the way. But yeah, no, you're not good. You can't do anything. You're bad here. I guess you're fine. And you're bad here. Yeah, my team is not particularly well equipped to deal with ghost types. I realize. Oh, Carlos, I've caught a lot, actually. I've got, like, over 20. When Gen 7 was new, I did a lot of Pokemon breeding. Just because I found it was something mindless for me to do at that time, like, while I was, watching TV or doing other stuff. And that was, like, the first game where, I felt they made it really easy to do Pokemon breeding and make it convenient. You know, like, I think that was the generation that introduced, like, the bottle caps. So, like, if you wanted to get a competitive ready team, you didn't have to have perfect breeding. You could, like, cheese it. You could, like, skip part of that whole ordeal. So, while doing that, I got a handful of shinies. And then while playing normally, I've caught the shiny Donphan, a shiny Minior, a shiny Lickitung. I had caught a shiny Zubat when I was playing Legends Arceus for my first run. And I used that in my team. And while also playing Legends Arceus, I got 2 shiny, oh god, I forget their name. Bronzors. As well. So yeah, I've gotten a good amount of shiny Pokemon, over the past couple of years. Oh, Elements, yeah, DQ 11 is really fun. Platinuming it is not my favorite thing to do. There is a bit of, like, not only do you have to get everybody to level 99, for that. Oh my god, shut up. Jesus Christ, there's this Turn off all notifications for Skype. Thank you. There's this weird Bitcoin, I don't even know, Bitcoin, like, spam message that I got put in somehow. But yeah, I really like, so for DQ11, if you don't know exactly how to allocate your skill point seeds, it's very possible to use them on the wrong people and then have to grind not just levels, but skill seeds. Because I think it's Veronica. I think Veronica does not naturally get enough skill points on leveling up. Like she gets less skill points on leveling up than other party members. So if you're trying to get her to max, it's very easy to, like, if you use too many skill points on other people, it's easy to go over on them and then not have enough for Veronica. And they're not the easiest thing in the world to farm either. Like, any of the skill seeds are fairly rare drops, which, you know, makes sense considering. And so you'd have to, like, I think I remember, like, I had to, it took me like an hour to get the last, like, 2 or 3 skill seeds I needed in order to get Veronica to max level when I did it on the original PS4 version. And then when I played the game again on Switch, I was like, nope, not doing that again. And I was very stingy with my skill seeds. I, like, only used a handful of them, and if I did use them, I put a lot of them on Veronica. I'd have to double check it again, because it's been a long time since I played the game. I don't remember, like, what the best, like, person to use skill seeds on in that game is. Although, one thing I do like about DQ11 is that it's, like, it's an RPG where all of the party members are really viable. Like, you don't have, I don't think that there's a singular best party member in DQ11 battle-wise, which is really cool. They also, like, kind of have peaks and valleys of usefulness. Like, for example, Eric is fairly weak in the beginning of the game, but is the best damage dealer at the end of the game. Same thing with Sylvando is kind of the opposite of that, where he is extremely useful early game, and I find that he falls off a bit in the late game. Oh yeah, I was not a huge fan of the end game pixel bosses. I thought it was a neat, like, I definitely thought it was a neat nostalgia trip. You know, seeing all the different locations and hearing 8-bit renditions of lots of the classic DQ songs. With that said, DQ11 is expertly paced when playing it normally. And I find that it's not nearly as well paced otherwise. If you're doing I find that the pixel bosses can be zombies! I find that the pixel bosses can, like, drag the pace down a lot if you're going for them. Especially late game. Oh yeah, Rico, no way. Especially since, you know, there's a lot of them are really replayable. It's interesting to me, like, one of the games that I find to be the most replayable in the series is DQ4. Despite DQ4 being one of the most linear Dragon Quests, and one of the ones with the least amount of customization. For those of you who don't know, DQ4, these guys are just gonna be, I think I'm just gonna have to level up the other, Pokemon here, just because the other Pokemon just seem really bad against exclusively Ghastlies. Oh, Elements, I understand that for sure. Like, having to go through your old hardware to replay that stuff is hard. I don't know how likely it is, but it would make me extraordinarily happy if they remade the Zenithia trilogy with the HD 2D engine. I would be the happiest man alive if they did that. I think there's a decent chance, at the very least, that they keep making games in that engine, considering that DQ3 was, I think, Square Enix's best performing game last year. At the very least, best performing new game for sure. I don't know, like, how you compare, like, a standard retail release to something like Final Fantasy XIV, which is an ongoing MMO, you know? Seth, Monsters is fun. It's just a different game than it's a different game than, like, Pokemon, which is the closest comparison. It's closer to gameplay in Shin Megami Tensei than it is to Pokemon, strangely enough. Like, if you're okay with some dated-looking visuals, I think Dragon Quest Monsters 3, Dark Prince, I think that game's really good. I think it's got, like, some of the best dungeons the series has had in a long time. Like, I think Dark Prince has better dungeons than Dragon Quest XI, actually. So, like, if you're into, like, you know, classic, you know, like, overworld to dungeon crawl RPGs, I think Dragon Quest Monsters Dark Prince is really good. Otherwise, like, otherwise I think my 2 recommendations for starting with Dragon Quest would be Dragon Quest XI or Dragon Quest III HD. And again, that's just depending on whether or not you're okay with, like, a long, time-consuming, story-based RPG, or if you want something that's a little bit, like, crunchier and shorter, but more like more condensed. Yeah, no, Rico, I agree. I love the HD 2D style is great. It's also come a long way too. Like, I remember looking at trailers for the original Octopath Traveler and being astounded. And if you compare footage from Octopath Traveler 1 to the newer games they've released in that engine, it just looks a lot better, which is huge, you know? It's like, you'd think that it would be like, you know, there wouldn't be that much to go on, but like Dragon Quest III HD is beautiful. I love that game. The only thing dated that bothers me is my bones. Oh, man. I mean, so here's the thing. How I feel, I have a very, like, conflicted thought process on that, because part of me really misses kind of smaller scale games. Ever since the Switch came out and the 3DS kind of, you know, passed on, you can still play it, but you know what I mean. There hasn't been, like, a market, really, for kind of small games. You know, like the kind of games that would release on a DS or a 3DS. And Dragon Quest Monsters Dark Prince, I think, kind of is one of those games. And so that's part of why I like it. But I also realized when I was looking at it, I was like, oh, this looks like a 3DS game, you know, graphics-wise. And, you know, I didn't think that would bother me if you had asked me that years and years and years ago. But I was like, oh, it does? So basically, moral of the story is I'm a dirty hypocrite and also a moron because I forgot that that the Marowak was up here. She thought Boston was one of the 5 Oh, man. You know, if you want to get yourself into a fist fight around here, tell somebody that Boston is a borough of New York. Yeah, no, Seth, I agree. That's one of those things. And, like, DQ Dark Prince is also, it's not a short game. Like, there's a lot of content in there. It's just that, like, the scope and the, it's not like a huge open world adventure. It's like very much like, you know, here's an overworld area. Here's a dungeon. Here's an overworld area. Here's a dungeon. You know, it repeats visual themes a handful of times throughout the game. You know, stuff like that. So that's more what I mean in terms of smaller scope. Because if you've played a lot of 3DS RPGs, like games like Fantasy Life or Ever Oasis, those games were long. They just were kind of smaller. Now, I don't remember, because it's been a really long time. Does anyone in chat know whether or not the Marowak at the top of Pokemon Tower can be shiny? Because I know that Pokemon's impossible to catch. So I'm just wondering if it can be shiny. Because if it can be shiny, then it definitely has been shiny for somebody at one point, and they must have been furious. I know that there's some, like, weird stuff that can be shiny. Like, I know that the Pokemon that comes out of the professor's ball at the very beginning of the game, like, this is a Pokemon, can be shiny in some of the games. It can? Okay, wow. Sucks to be them, I guess. Wolffury Slice. Oh yeah, I saw that. Oh yeah, I do remember that his routes can be shiny, except it immediately stops being shiny once he catches it and he starts to do fights with it. Considering the Ponyta and Arceus never played Gen 2. Yeah, it's I have an interesting relationship with shinies. Personally speaking, it's like one of those, I guess the way to put it is that, like, I don't personally see much value in, like, shiny hunting, but I also understand that, like, also not everything is for me. And if some people like it, then they're just gonna do it. Because, you know, there'll be people who have, like, 4 different, like, DSs open at the same time, resetting to get something shiny. And I'm like, I don't particularly find that to be fun. But, you know, some other people might have also said, I don't find grinding every character in Hyrule Warriors to level 99 to be fun. And you know what? Point granted. You're not wrong. So, yeah. He knocked the blue out. It depends on the shiny. Personally speaking, I think the most exciting shinies to find are just the natural, like, oh yeah, I just remembered. I caught a shiny, I forget its name, the pig dude in Scarlet Violet. I caught one of those. And there was another shiny in that game that I caught. I don't remember. I didn't end up using it though, because it wasn't a very good Pokemon. Got to the Elite Four in Ruby and you save corrupted? Never again. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry, dude. That's rough. But yeah, I guess I just personally find it to be the most exciting when you just find a shiny base odds randomly in the game, and then you manage to catch it, because that's one of those things where it's, you know, there are people who, like, will find a shiny, like, I don't know, like, just a shiny, like, Rattata early in the game, and then they're like, I'm using this Rattata until the end of the game. Not necessarily because it's, like, not because it's good, but because it's one of those things about Pokemon that, like, it sparks that emotional reaction that the series is so good at. Lechonk, that's what it is. Thank you, Firith. There were a lot of good games that came out in 2024. You know, 2024 was not a bad game, not a bad year for games at all. It was on Pucciano, but it was on an emulator. I mean, you know, it happens. Like, think about it this way. When you're playing Pokemon Red and Blue, every Pokemon that you can run into wild can be shiny. You just don't know it because the game doesn't check for shininess. But there is a shiny marker on every Pokemon in Red and Blue. So just remember that, like, every time you're playing Red and Blue, you probably ran away from a shiny Pokemon at some point. Try using it on Pokemon that are sleeping obstacles, he says, giving you a very clear hint where to go. I think the Pokeflute can wake up your Pokemon in battle still in this game. Okay. Let's save. Okay. You did breed a full art. Oh, shiny Rufflet. Rufflet's awesome though, because Rufflet's one of my favorite Pokemon. All right. So what we're gonna do? You had cut, right? Yes, because I thought it was very funny that my starter had cut. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go this way. We're gonna catch this, we're gonna catch this Snorlax first. Then we're gonna go and get the Snorlax, then we're gonna go to, Bicycle Road, go that way to get, Fly afterwards, because I want to get the Super Rod here, and we're gonna catch a Slowpoke, I think, as our final Pokemon. Okay, we had shit to sell. Da 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 da. You are useless. I really wish that there was a way to sort your bag in this game. It bothers me like nothing else that there's no way to do it. Can we buy Ultra Balls? Like, are we allowed into... Like, I don't remember if we're allowed into the... No, you can't get Ultra Balls. I remember now. You can't... There's no shop in no, wait. No, there's a shop in Saffron City. But do they sell Ultra Balls is the question. I don't think so. I think Ultra Balls are only available once you get to Fuchsia, but we're going to double check. Rico, I would really like that too. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure what they're going to end up doing for that, but I really hope that that's the case. Where the hell is the shop? Here we go. Great Ball, Hyper Potion, no. Okay. That's fine. We'll buy, 10. Hi, Fully. I hope you're doing well. Oh, finding one in the Safari Zone? Oh, God. If you found one in the Safari Zone, I think Shiny Chansey might be one of the hardest Pokemon to just catch straight up. Okay. Alright, there we go. Yeah, so I was right. You can't get any, can't get any Ultra Balls until Fuchsia. That's fine. What does TM's27 do? Return. Oh yeah, just like one of the best attacks in the game, no problem. Fish up the shiny Dragonair. Oh, geez, yeah. Okay. You're probably pretty good here, I would imagine. People cremate Pokemon. I mean, I guess it... I mean, couldn't you just keep the Pokemon in the Pokeball? And just, like, put it on your shelf? And Bibarel took... Nice. I mean, nothing's stopping you from... I mean, here's the thing. The technology behind Pokeballs doesn't really make sense to begin with. If you can, like, collapse a living object into a smaller space, like, the technology in the Pokemon universe must be incredible. Especially considering that people were able to do this with effectively, like, old orange peels. You know, because that's what apricots are, basically. It's just like somebody took an old, like an old avocado and emptied the pit out and found a way to stuff a whole entire dragon in there. So, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, actually, you're Tentacool, so we'll swap out. What I'm just saying is that if you can put a living object into a ball and it would be fine, I think a non-organic matter should also be fine to do that with. Like, but think about it for a moment, like, how great that would be for a society. Like, okay, if we're able to shrink down, like, trash, for example, like, pollution should be, like, not a problem in the world of Pokemon, period. Which makes me wonder why there's still all of these, like, sludge and garbage Pokemon that get created solely from from pollution, you know? Oh, you know what, Artcat? That's a good point. Dead Pokemon already can go into Pokeballs. When you're right, you're right. You get a fresh corpse. Yeah, but would it, like, mummify in there, though? These are the important questions. How do you know they don't turn trash into Pokemon so they can store it in ball? You know what? That's a good question. I didn't think of that. But it seems that you've got some 5D chess going on that I didn't consider. I forgot how long this route is before you even get to the Snorlax. So imagine being a 10-year-old kid playing this for the first time. You fight like 12 trainers, and then you gotta walk all the way back. So Carlos, when I was in middle school, me and a friend of mine were planning on doing a video game review show, which, you know, was the which was the popular thing to do at the time. And he would be EX and I would be Shadow. Those were our, like, code names for the review show. So I made a YouTube channel called ExandShadow. Turns out, however, I did not know how Windows Movie Maker worked. So I didn't know that you had to export a video. I thought you could just save it. So I saved the movie in Windows Movie Maker, and then I was like, why can't I upload it to YouTube? It doesn't work. And so we could never upload them. And the videos were lost to the sands of time. Forever and ever. So, you know, and then, like, 5 or so years later, I started, like, I just kept on using the YouTube channel, like, just to, like, subscribe to stuff. And then when I finally figured out how to make videos, like, I just did them on my own, pretty much. Hold on, Trubbish is considered a cat by the Pokemon Company? Huh? Please elaborate. I am confuzzled. Uh-oh, guys, we're gonna home wreck the hell out of this man. To this day, I still don't know what Helping Hand actually does. But it still seems like the most useless move in Pokemon. Some official artworks they did some years ago celebrating the cat Pokemon, Trubbish was in there. Oh, come on! Your attack does 1.5 times more damage. Interesting. So instead of doing damage from 2 things, you use one of your attack moves to... It's just like, it sounds like you're just losing 50% of your damage potential to me. Yeah, but no, that... Yeah. Friends don't let friends use Helping Hand. Alright. Okay. So the problem is he knows rest, if I remember correctly, which is, like, really annoying. I think you're actually probably our best bet to have. For a wall and doubles? I guess. There's probably better things you could be doing, though. Like, instead of making one move slightly better one time, like, I feel like there's gotta be something better that you could do. Alright, I think we want to put it to sleep, because if it's sleeping, then it can't sleep itself back up to full with a rest. Or we get rid of the Chesto Berry that gives it a free heal. Damn, Daniel, wow. It's funny, yeah, that, like, I used to go by Shadow when I was in middle school, but more often than not, like, people would call me Exand instead now, and it's like, yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, time to start doing some acid. Do we try that again? That was a crit. I think we can do one more acid. Oh, yep. Oh, I'm the greatest video gamer of all time. In Pokemon, I believe it's a 16.5% chance. Don't use rest. Oh, okay, good. Thank God. Why can't we just catch the Pokemon sleeping in the road? That's a good point. Can't believe you hit LSD a sleeping bear. Oh, man. You've heard of Cocaine Bear, but his less successful younger brother, LSD Bear, and never caught on. Yeah, we did it. Yo, guys, it's me. Very lazy, just eats and sleeps. As its rotund bulk builds, it becomes steadily more slothful. I never heard a more accurate description of myself in my life. Alright. Wait, hold on. Yeah. Ultra Rod's like right here. Damn, Ted, you're 6'11"? No. I'm frustratingly 5'11 and a half. So, unfortunately, like, I just can't go on dating apps, because every dating app says, oh, you gotta be 6 feet tall. And then I'm 5'11 and a half, and they're like, sorry, you're too short. Go away. You're ugly. They don't say that last part. So I'm 5'10". No, I'm 5'11 and a half. Where's she? Okay. You know, Rico, is the Switch Online playtest game not just, like, fully leaked out onto the internet yet? Like, I would have assumed, you know, knowing the internet, that people would have just said, lol, no. And leaked the whole game online the moment it went up. Anyway, you know? Okay, so where the hell is Slowpoke? Here you are. Oh, like right here. Cool. Now the question is, where does it, like, does its level depend on... Does its level depend on where you fish it up? From what I remember of fishing, it's just kind of all over the place. Poliwag. Oh, there's a problem here, folks. I don't really have a good way to weaken these guys. Maybe sleep is good enough. Easy game. What happened to Sellout? Oh, Sellout's still here. But I think Sellout's moves are too good. Great Ball and Prey. Yeah, no, I'm trying to catch it. Like, you're too weak, you'll die. Oh, we could Mud Slap it. Yeah. I think Mud Slap's probably the best option. Yeah, the level curve on water... Mom said it's my turn to use the Xbox. The level curve on water is wild. I threw up. How? He has no mouth. It has leaked, but Nintendo immediately takes down any video with footage of it at all. That's so people literally can only talk about it in videos. Okay. That makes sense. Do we go for Poliwrath instead? That way I can do... Okay, Chad, hear me out. I really want to use Aerodactyl. Well, no, because then Aerodactyl would replace the Stooges. Sorry, I'm thinking for a moment. I'd also kind of want to use, like, one of the Safari Zone Pokemon. Because I just never get a chance to use them. Yeah, we're doing it. We're gonna go Poliwrath. Psychic weakness, though? Psychic weakness, that's what we got our Beedrill. That's what we got our Beedrill for, to handle psychic types. Also, once we beat Sabrina, there's not a ton of psychic left in the game, so... Blaine, Giovanni, Lorelei? Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, Poliwrath does have good stats, too. Okay. So you've heard of Poliwrath. But get ready to be terrified of his even more demented cousin, Polylust. It does need a stone to evolve, but I did buy a water stone, so... Right? I bought a water stone? I did not buy a water stone. However, that's fine because stones are really easy to get and jump through. So, that's not a problem. Oh, no. Hold on. We're pulling up... I'm pulling up Poliwrath Fire Red Leaf Green so that I can learn its... Because I don't know its stats. Like, not its stats, but its... like, what it gets on level up and stuff. Its moves. Okay. And then, when do you... What level do you evolve? Okay. Okay, I might even just be able to evolve it, like, right away. Because it learns Body Slam and Belly Drum and Hydro Pump on level up, and Rain Dance at level 27. I'll probably do the Rain Dance, especially considering that, you know, that's just a good move. But, I'm definitely not getting Hydro Pump on it. Hydro Pump's a waste of time, when Surf is just better. Belly Drum is interesting, but it seems kind of suicidal. I feel like we don't really need Body Slam, considering that, like, you get Strength, and Strength is worse than Body Slam, but I also don't know if I want to evolve it, like, an extra 6 levels, you know? Now, the question is, how rare is because I do still kind of want to catch a Slowpoke for... Well, no, because you can run into Slowpoke in the Seafoam. Trapinch could learn Earthquake on its own at level 84. All right, Dave, you did us well, but I think we're moving on, buddy. All right, let's check out our boy here. Hasty. I don't remember what Hasty does. There might be a move tutor for Body Slam. Which one is Hasty? Up speed, down defense. That's fine, because its defense is mediocre anyway. Okay, let's go get a Water Stone. I guess we should also teach it a moves worth a damn, too, right? Okay, let's see. Yeah, it should know Water Pulse until we're able to get it, Surf. Yeah. Yeah, no. We ain't using Bubble at level 26 here, buddy. Oh, Seth, I love Marowak. I've done multiple runs with Marowak before. Is there anything else it could learn? Oh, Brick Break. Yeah, you become fighting type in a minute. And Poliwrath does learn Submission, but not until, like, level 50 or whatever. While I'm here, is there anything good to really teach somebody? No. Okay. All right. To Celadon we go. You heard me. Don't act like you didn't. We are talking about Polylust after all. Submission is also just not a good move. It hurts the user, and I just double-checked. Its power is only 80, and Brick Breaks is 75. So I'll take a measly 5 less damage for the upside of not hurting itself and also being able to break through light screens, you know? Brick Break's one of my favorite moves in Pokemon. It's just like one of those moves that's just really, really solid. So they're a masochist? Of course they are. Are you the shop that has the stones? Yes, you are. Dexidid? I've never heard Dexidid. I'm not familiar with that term. Does anybody in chat wanna educate poor stupid me? Okay. Okay, let's get Fly first. Oh, you can just straight up skip them. Okay. How'd I get in? Good effort. Cool. Oh, remove from the Pokedex. Okay. I thought that you could, like, I thought that you could still add them into Scarlet and Violet, though, like, from Pokemon Home. Like, I thought that, like, you could, that they added that after a little bit, that you could bring any of the Pokemon that weren't in, like, the base game's Pokedex into the game. They did? Oh, okay. Okay, exactly one of these Pokemon are a good choice for this area. I think Rapidat. Neither of these Pokemon, both of these Pokemon are pretty fragile, so we'll swap it out for this. Oh, but I think I get what he's getting at, though. It's like because they weren't in the main game, they didn't like get any major changes to their moveset. It's not just Pokemon cut. Oh, okay. I see. Damn, these guys are tough. I guess they are pretty equivalent on levels at the moment. And these aren't like top tier moves or stab that we're using, so it makes sense that they don't go down as quickly. I got that much, Kyle. I just wanted to know like what specifically it was referring to. Alright, save Mega Punch and Mega Kick, that makes sense. Yeah, I guess the thing is just that they're normal type attacks, so I'd want something fighting for Poliwrath. Yo, here we go, Doduo. We, in this house, love and appreciate Doduo. But I don't think we're gonna have him on the team, unfortunately. Because I want to do Aerodactyl. Yo! For once, I got the 5-hit double slap, and it got him to, like, the perfect amount of health. Damn. How does Doduo fly without wings? Listen, buddy. Bro. Don't ask questions you aren't prepared to handle the answers to. Oh, come on! I didn't even know that could happen. I thought you were guaranteed at least one turn with sleep. Hypnosis, Focus Punch, Surf, Body Slam. That's a pretty damn good move list, actually, now that you put it like that. Listen, I know that there is a Pokemon Center literally like a 30-second bike ride away. Oh, but I also bought 32 lemonades, and I'm gonna use them. Oh, the Japanese name for jump for fly is Sky Jump? Oh, I did not know that, but it makes sense. It attacked in a grumpy rage. Oh no. Well, grab a Snickers, folks. Oh, no snore. Never mind. Sleep's probably bad. Oh, no. Never mind. Snore sucks. If it wants to use snore instead of the other moves that it knows, then that's fine with me. Oh, damn. Maybe it doesn't suck as much after all. we never check. I never checked what ability it has. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Water absorb. Okay, that's good. Water absorb is like one of my favorite abilities in the game. Oh, you piece of garbage. Actually, hold on. Why? Yeah. In Return to the Mountain. There we go. I mean, not being able to turn off explosion is nice. Like, but it's like definitely like extremely situational. And considering how many water type Pokemon there are out there, it's just a better ability. Yeah, no, rest is OP. Give you your amulet coin. Have you gathered? I've only caught 48 kinds of Pokemon. Oh, man. Okay. If you use the... Oh! Really? Wait, do you have to use the item finder? Oh. It must be the other one. Go evolve your Charmander to get to 40. I mean, I do want to go back and get that. Ooh, I forgot that the Pokemon here are, like, really high level. That's actually fine, though, because we want strong Pokemon so that we can evolve this guy sooner. Oh, yeah, no, Ooh, okay. Now that we've brought it up, of course he's definitely going to die to a self-destruct or explosion. Oh, you have to stand on the spot that it was? Really? Okay, well, let's try that again in a moment. Oh, we're gonna be here. We're gonna be here for forever. Oh god. Jesus Christ! I guess we're going the other way. Oh my, are you serious right now? Oh God, stop. Can you knock this off, please? That... Yeah, this Grimer's the most... like, this Grimer's the strongest Pokemon we've fought in the whole game. Oh, he's still holding on! What a Chad! Don't you start this with me. Coughing sounds like self-destruct. You're right, though. Okay, now the game's just pranking me. Don't you dare. Dude, I'm not. You're the most destructive trainer we've fought in the whole game so far. Okay, let's try here. Cool, okay. I do not like how the item finder works in this game. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I prefer when you can just find the items on the ground and you don't have to, like, have them hold the item finder in order for it to, like, do anything. Oh yeah, no, Fearith, we're definitely we're evolving the Poliwhirl next. I wanted to learn Rain Dance, which is 1 level away. So it's like, okay. I guess we could... There's also, like, there's also Pokemon in here we can catch. Like, I think you can find Grimer in this lake, which, gross. Because Amulet Coin's definitely something you want to have. Or, hear me out. We just evolve this Magikarp immediately. And get a Gyarados. Okay. Did we buy the level 5? We must have. Eat candy. This is out on Dragon Rage. I'm not using this Gyarados. We're putting it back in the box. No, Gyarados is water flying. Because that's not a dragon, apparently. I never really thought about, like, how many dragonish Pokemon are not dragon type. But, again, Pokemon Gen 1 was really weird with, like, with how it did typing. Because, like, only having one ghost type family and one ghost type family and one dragon type family is just something weird when you think about it. But again, they weren't trying to make like a balanced game. They just thought that it would be really cool. Like, they just had cool ideas for a ghost and a dragon. And they wanted them to feel special, basically, is what was going on there. Okay. Even in Gen 2, they only added... Yeah, exactly. Okay. Nice bike. Hand it over. Bruh, this bike costs 1 million Pokédollars. Yeah, well, not even just for the post-game. We get the amulet coin if we get to 40 right now. And the amulet coin's really good because it turns out money is nice. I mean, not that you really need money. Like, I've already got more money than I need at the moment, but it's just nice to have. Sir, you are on a motorcycle. Why would you want a bicycle? Damn, Daniel. Art Cat, that's what I always thought. Trying to learn Rain Dance, yes. Get out of here, double slap. Needed to buy coins for Porygon, exactly. I believe in Gen 2, at least, it is just statistically better, like statistically faster, to get an amulet coin and grind the Elite Four for money, and then buy your coins, than even if you are then to do any of the casino games. Just because the odds to win are that low. Okay, and since you're gonna die anyway, I don't remember if fighting resists poison. It does not. Okay, good to know. It is in fact the other way around. Okay. I have been playing this game for over 20 years. I guess it makes sense, though. Like, would you want to punch, like, if you look at, like, Grimer, would you want to punch that? I wouldn't want to punch that. Okay. No. So the animation, like, with it flipping between Poliwhirl and Poliwrath, just kind of looked like it was doing a little dance. Alright, now let's compare some statistics. Poison makes muscles atrophy. That also makes sense. Let's see here. Okay, well, you're a couple of levels behind. You'll have time to... Oh man, look at him, he's jacked. Alright. You know, the Versus Seeker is very, very helpful. If you're specifically wanting to grind. I usually just fight all the trainers I see along the way, and that's usually enough, I've found. Poliwrath's your actual favorite Pokemon. Nice. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. I almost left without getting the actual thing that we evolved the Poliwrath for. That we, like, did all that work for. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Now the question is, who do we give the amulet coin to? I think we give it to Sellout for the moment, because there's a lot of water type. It's just our strongest Pokemon right now. So, yeah. Okay. So one thing I also love about Pokemon Gen 1 is that, like, I don't have any flying type Pokemon on my team right now, but I still don't, like, feel the need to, like, keep someone on my team for fly, because, like, the world map is just, like, I love the world. This guy has been working on this building for, like, 20 years, and it will never finish it. I just think the world design in Gen 1 is like, excellent. Like, this overworld map is, like, one of the best in all of video games. Okay. Let's see if there's anything if we use the item finder on this spot. Oh, another leftovers. Nice. Who gets that one? Probably you? Gen 5's overworld is great, too. I don't think I've ever seen this back sprite before. He looks like he's about to smack a bitch. Arthur, I know, right? Oh no, chat, it could have explosion. We really should have kept on going until we got one with damp. Oh, that's a lot more money. I think that's double. For some reason, I thought Amulet Coin was... God, the GameCube's D-pad sucks so much. I thought Amulet Coin was, like, 1.5x for some reason. Like, I'm sure the poses are the same, but they're definitely new sprites. Like, the shading and whatnot's a lot better. You can use the GameCube stick, but it's just even more unwieldy, is the problem. There's just not a good solution. Unless if I wanted to... I do have a Game Boy Wide that I could plug in. But for a game like this, where, like, your inputs don't really matter, you know? Like, oh no, if that happens, you know, it doesn't really change anything. If I were playing, like, a platformer or, you know, something where, like, I needed my inputs to be reliable all the time, I would think about it. But, like, having to find batteries for the Game Boy Wide and whatnot just seems like a pain in the butt. So I don't really feel like doing that. God damn it. I forgot that there was stuff that needed cut. in this. Okay. We'll go to Lavender Town just for, like, a change of pace. Dry Conject made you waste a master. Oh my god. That hurts. Oh. That physically hurts me to read. I'm so sorry. Can any flying Pokemon learn Cut too? I don't think so. Because I was thinking, like, if we could have a Pokemon with Fly and Cut, like, that would be the ideal, but don't think that's happening. Farfetch'd? Scyther? Yeah, get a Scyther and then make it your HM Mule. Genius. Alright, we'll get, like... I just don't want to have to come... This route's long. I don't want to have to come back out here. Oh, Charizard. I guess we could evolve the Charmander into a get it up 26 levels. And then it would know Fly. Then it can learn Fly and Cut. I actually do have one. Would you like to trade? No, you just want to beat me up. Okay. There's a Master System version of Ease 1? Wow. I did not know that. I like Ease a lot. It's not like my favorite series or anything. I started playing them, I want to say like 2013, 2014. Ease 1 and 2 were cheap on Steam. Like, those games go on sale. Ease 1 and 2 go on sale on Steam all the time. So I bought the dual pack for like $3. Ease 1 was a little rough around the edges. Ease 2 is good. But Oath and Felghana is one of my favorite RPGs of all time. I think Oath and Felghana is just a super, super fun game. And yeah, I've played like little bits and pieces of some of the other games. Like, I got a good way into Ease... was Ease 8 the one where they're on the island? I played a good bit into that one and then didn't finish it for whatever reason. I have Ease 9, like, on my docket. I've been meaning to play it for forever, but haven't gotten around to it yet. Origin. Ease Origin I need to retry too. Because it's basically just on the Oath of Felghana engine. I just remember I picked the character with the hammer, I think, who was slower. And I didn't like her playstyle as much. So if I try that game again, which I haven't, I would use the other character, I think. Yeah, no, Ease 8 like started at a really slow start. But once it got later into the game, I enjoyed it a lot. But yeah, no, Oath and Felghana is one of my favorite RPGs. And I'm really glad that, like, there's a Switch version now, because it was always hard for me to feel like replaying it, because I don't generally like gaming at my computer. Like, I'm gaming at my computer right now, because, you know, that's what I'm doing. If I'm streaming, you know, it's one thing, but, like, even now, like, I would rather be, like, lying down on the couch playing this than, you know, sitting at a chair. Unfortunately, streaming while, like, lying in bed is just not super feasible, so can't really do anything about that yet. Technology is always improving, however. What was I gonna say? Yeah. So, oh yeah, right. But now that it's on Switch, I feel like I can replay it once, like even more. And I really want to try the New Game Plus, because that's not something that I've ever really put a lot of time into, and I think it would be a lot of fun. Is there anything good in this patch of grass? Something makes me feel like you can catch like Chansey in here, but I feel like that's just wrong. Hold on. We're on Route 12. Okay. Yeah, no, Rico, it messed me up like nothing else to hear the item jingle. Route 12, Fire Red Leaf. Use my laptop, Steam games like Honey Pop and Classic 2000. Alright, let me see here. Bellsprout, Pidgey, Venonat, Weepinbell. But you can get Venonat. Why is this here, then? Like, I thought that, can you catch Chansey here, like, Gen 2, maybe? I always thought that there was supposed to be something rare in here, considering that you need cut on this route, which is, like, kind of redundant. You know? No, Farfetch'd is only, you can catch Weepinbell there, but it's like, okay, big whoop. You know, like, it's easy enough to get them normally. So Ease came out first? So Metroid stealed Ease's jingle? Oh man, I can't wait till we do an Ease game now. On Brain Scratch. I'm gonna mindfuck the hell out of John. Okay, Chansey's Gen 2, okay. But yeah, no, I always thought that, like, that's such an out-of-the-way grass patch that there should be something rare in there, you know? Like, on the route south of Pallet Town. That's the only place where in the game where you can catch Tangela, which I always thought made sense, because it's like, okay, it's this really out-of-the-way place. It makes sense that they would reward you for finding it by putting a rare Pokemon there, you know? Yeah, Mr. Mime is also trade only in this game. Ah! That guy's sprite is just hilarious. Well, that could be true, but Pokemon couldn't hold items in the original Gen 1. And I don't think grass tiles can have hidden item spots on it, so it would have had to have been one of the... It would have had to have been one of those, like, 4 spots up above. Serves you right, dickhead. You know what? It's close enough. Why don't we just look again? And try the item finder. Oh! No, there is something hidden in the grass. Okay. Oh, okay. I was wrong. Rare candy is a pretty good hidden thing to have there. Oh, you know what? And now we can actually catch the Venonat. So, although Venomoth is like one of the worst Pokemon in the game, in my opinion. Like, I just think Venomoth is really bad. And it's gonna wreck. Obviously, now that I said that, it's gonna wreck me with the poison here. But it's just like, by this point late in the game, bug poison just doesn't cut it. Oh yeah, Rico, I'm expecting 100% to see more Metroid at the Direct in a couple weeks. Because, like, I think that game, I think Metroid Prime 4 is going to be much like Breath of the Wild was for Switch 1, where it's like their kind of bridge game between the two consoles. And I think it'll be that. This is my, completely unfounded speculation. It's gonna be on both. It's gonna be on both consoles, and it's gonna be their their bridge game, to get the hardcore crowd excited about the Switch 2. I don't necessarily know how well that will work out for them, because Metroid is definitely a more niche franchise than it's definitely a more niche franchise than Zelda. That's not a bad thing, mind you, but Metroid's appeal has always been more limited than Zelda's is. So, it's generally less accessible. Much more like to hardcore gamers. Yeah. Breath of the McDonald's and Twilight Tacos. Will we get... That's a good question. I'm not sure whether or not we will get a 3D Mario. I think, a 3D Mario almost certainly is coming. I think that we'll get a 3D... whether or not it's at launch is a different story. Oh, you piece of garbage. Don't you dare. I swear to God. Don't. No, don't. Thank God. Yeah, no, I think that it's... Really? I think it's fairly likely we get a 3D Mario a couple of months in to the console's life cycle. I think, to boost holiday sales is a good option. I think that we get Mario Kart as early as possible. I think Mario Kart is probably going to be a launch title, because that's something that they would want to, really, that's a huge system. Mario Kart's a huge system seller. They want that out as early as possible. And then I think that the 3D Mario would be later on. Splatoon 1 Deluxe for the Switch 2? That's an interesting idea. I don't really have many... I don't think that the Splatoon 1 online metagame has, aged particularly well. There's just a lot of stuff that I don't think is particularly fun about it. But with that said, I think that having a way to make the Splatoon 1 single player more accessible would be pretty cool, because I think Splatoon 1 had a really good single player mode. Chaos, hi. My goal is mostly just to use Pokemon I haven't used before. I'm mostly catching Pokemon to be able to get the items from Oak's aids as we go through. And just to give myself options, I guess, I'm just mostly playing the game as I would have as a kid, I caught a bunch of Pokemon as a kid. I would catch... I would catch new Pokemon all the time. Mario Kart Home Circuit's technically Mario Kart 9. They'll probably call it Mario Kart X or something. Mario Kart Extreme! Mario Kart ExandShadow? Anybody? Anybody? Huh? I'm really curious about the new Mario Kart game. Can you... That's the second time that's happened. Can you not? Like, so here's the thing. They've already confirmed Switch 2 is backwards compatible with Switch 1, right? So, the question is, what is going to be special about the new Mario Kart to get people to not play the old Mario Kart? Because Mario Kart 8 has so much content. It's absurd how much content that game has. And it's just a really, really, really good Mario Kart game. I think that if Mario Kart 8 did not have coins, it would be by far the best Mario Kart game. I don't like the coin mechanic very much at all. Mario Kart. Yeah, the more players is definitely a big deal. Like, having a larger lobby is definitely a huge deal, but I don't think that can be the only thing, you know? Because that's not inherently a plus. Because more people means more items. And that's one of the things that I noticed about Mario Kart ever since Wii, is that since they upped the player amount from 8 to 12, you just get hit by more bullshit a lot of the time. Although part of that is just because Mario Kart Wii has a bunch of bullshit items that hit every player. So you have to cut down on, I think, if you're doing a 24-player lobby, you need to, like, drastically reduce the appearance of lightning. Stuff like lightning, blue shells, things like that. So Seth, the most software thing, I think, is them covering their bases for stuff like Labo. Because Labo cannot, like... Labo is going to require specific things with the specific Joy-Cons that the Switch 1 has. Like, I bet you if you tried to put a Switch 2 Joy-Con into one of the cardboard things for the original Labo, it just straight up will not work. I think that nearly every piece of software that people will play regularly will use the Switch. Will be playable on Switch 2. Favorite Route 1 bird? Good question. You know, I'm a pretty basic bitch. I might just say Pidgey. Let me think for a second. I do like Hoot Hoot a lot. It's not as good. It's not very good. But, like, Hoot Hoot and Noctowl just are, like, really sick Pokemon. Like, their designs are awesome. Not a huge fan of, Tailo. I don't like Starly, actually. I think Starly looks really good. Like, I think Staraptor's final evolved form with the stupid emo haircut is really stupid. Gen 5, I'm not a huge fan of the Gen 5 bird. Gen 6, I don't even remember what the Gen 6 bird looks like. I'll say Hoot Hoot. I'll say Hoot Hoot and Noctowl are my favorite. Fletchling. Okay, you see, you say that name, I can't remember what it looks like. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now Giga Drain's slightly less annoying to use. I don't... So ARMS did... The fact that ARMS sold 3 million shocks me, honestly. Because the thing about it is that the game just had no hype. Like, it felt like it didn't have... You know, and this comes to show that, like, sometimes... You know, the hardcore... this is something that I've noticed a lot. Is often the hardcore... You know, mega fans can often be so in their own echo chamber that they don't see, like, what's happening in the real world a lot of the time. That could be the case with ARMS, you know? With that said, I just felt like the game didn't have any staying power and wasn't particularly memorable. So, I don't know, like, it's certainly... Weirder things have happened, you know? Like, you could probably make a convincing argument that ARMS is a more successful franchise than, like, Star Fox or F-Zero, even with just the one game. ARMS was fairly close to launch. I think it came out between launch and, like after launch, but before Splatoon 2. Splatoon 3, excuse me. Because, like, it was launch in the spring. I think ARMS was like early summer, Splatoon was late summer, Mario Odyssey was like a month or so after that, and then something else also came out around like the end of the year. Seth, you do bring up a good point. Fighting games are all about their community. You know, sometimes you get a fighting game that will, like, live on for years and years and years, you know. You know, your Smash Brothers Melees and your Street Fighter 3s of the world, you know. Where, like, the community is invested in them for years. And then sometimes, you know, you get a fighting game that's good, but it doesn't, like, do much beyond its first, you know, couple of months. And then, unfortunately, if nobody's playing your fighting game, it just isn't important. Dan, I'd try to see if I wasn't dreaming, because as much as I love Codename Steam, don't get me wrong, I am the world's biggest Codename Steam supporter. With that said, it's not a very popular game, you know? So I don't see why they would ever, like, re-release it, you know? Like, do anything with it. Like, that game was a flop for Nintendo. The game, it sold pretty damn bad. And I love it. I think Codename Steam is one of my favorite games on the platform. I think it's better than every Fire Emblem game on the 3DS. I probably think it's just better than every other Fire Emblem, period. Codename Steam's like among my favorite games of all time. With that said, nobody bought it, so I don't really expect it to... I don't expect anything regarding that. Not to mention that it's not even something like, you know, an Earthbound, for example, you know, a Mother 3, where the game didn't sell well, but it has this, like, extremely committed cult following that's loud and active online. That's just not the case with Codename Steam. You know, it does have fans, but it doesn't have the, like, community presence that a game like Earthbound or, you know, had back in the day, you know. So I don't expect anything to come from Codename Steam in the future. To release at full price, because I don't think they can sell Donkey Kong Country Returns for a full fourth time. Nintendo, this is the fourth time Donkey Kong has returned. Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, I would be extremely happy if Nintendo decided to re-release it. I'd buy 5 copies. I'd pay full price. I mean, granted, I paid full price for Codename Steam when it came out the first time, and the game is $5 now. So, you know, I've bought multiple copies of Codename Steam for multiple people. You know, I've been like, play the game. This is a good game. Please play it. And nobody I've ever bought it for has actually played it. But maybe that's a game I should stream, is Codename Steam. But yeah, no, I think I would love it. I don't expect it to happen, you know. I think that at the moment, it's very likely that Intelligent System, you know, if Intelligent Systems isn't making a new Fire Emblem game, that's what I expect them to be making at the moment, is a Fire Emblem game, because the last game they made was Paper Mario. Then what I really want them to do is make another Pushmo game. Because Stretchmo is the bomb. I love Stretchmo. And the original Pushmo is also really good. So, like, another Pushmo would be amazing. I would love another Pushmo. Yeah, Crafted World is just not very good, unfortunately. I would really like a Woolly World 2. I mean, we also don't know what Goodfeel is working on at the moment. They did Princess Peach Showtime, which only came out like a year ago. So I would imagine they're working on something. We don't talk about Crash Mode. Yeah, no, Paper Mario fan, I understand that completely. You know, you can't play every game you want to play. You know, money and time are limited resources. So it's just unfortunate, but it just is the way it is. Carlos, I found that distancing myself online has helped a lot with that. I'm not online nearly as much as I used to be. You can tell mostly because you can tell partially in how I'm handling streaming now is that I'm doing it on YouTube, which is a less popular platform. And I'm not like interacting with like Twitter or YouTube comments very much, or at all, really. I've stopped looking at Twitter completely, and it's the best decision I've made in my life. My mental health is so much better now that I'm not looking at that cesspool every day. But dealing with it, it's mostly just a matter of, like, kind of giving yourself space and realizing, like, you know, like, when you're dealing with people who, you know, you have to kind of just be clear. And if, like, people are acting like they're your best friend when they're online, you know, like, because it's interesting, right? I'm in a different situation because as a relatively, you know, as a pretty small streamer, I actually do get to have some amount of a relationship with specific people in the chat, right? Like, I recognize pretty much every name that's in chat right now. You know, and I understand that, you know, and I understand, you know, the difference in, the difference going on, you know, between that. And the other thing, too, is that many of the people have been following me for a long time, and so they, you know, they do ultimately realize that I am not, you know, just because knowing me as someone who, as a person who streams is different than knowing me as a person. I'm a pretty different person, off stream than I am on stream. as an example, like, I can often be somewhat quiet off stream. Like, when I'm not online, you know. There's a lot of times when I just don't feel like talking. And, you know, and I'd just rather be sitting around doing, like, you know, not, like, just being quiet. Like, I enjoy having company. But, you know, I also, like, you know, just might not feel like talking, and I'm just okay sitting in a room with somebody, like, while they watch TV and I play a game, and that's, like, just fine with me. Or, like, I'm reading a book and they're doing whatever. So, I feel like a lot of the people who, and this is one of the things about being a somewhat smaller streamer, is I feel like a lot of people understand that, because I'm fairly frank about most things, you know. I'm not, like, afraid to tell people that, you know. I have had a couple of instances where I have had people cross the line. You know, that's definitely happened, and a lot of it is just safety, you know. You don't tell anybody anything about yourself that, like, could endanger you or anybody you know. Because I have had people come up to me in the real world, and in those instances, I felt legitimately unsafe. And thankfully, it turned out fine, because I'm here. But, like, I was at work once, and somebody came up to me, and I was like, whoa, why are you here? Don't do that. Because, like, they had came and tried to find me. It wasn't, like, an instance of they were like, oh, are you ExandShadow on the internet? Because I've had that happen to me, too. Like, I was sitting in a Wendy's once, eating dinner, and then somebody came up to me and was like, hey, are you ExandShadow? And I was like, yes, I am. And then they were like, cool, it's nice to meet you, I enjoy your videos, and then they went and got their food and left. You know, that's the way to do it. But yeah, in terms of, like, handling people who have a different understanding of the relationship than you do, unfortunately, the best way to do it is just to try to avoid that kind of thing from happening in the first place, you know. Which sucks, because it means emotionally distancing yourself, which can come across as being less genuine. So, which sucks, for the record. But your safety is the most important thing when you do something like this. You know, that's why I only ever say I'm from Boston. I don't say what city I live in, because I don't live in Boston. I live outside of Boston. I live in the greater Boston area. I'm not going to ever tell you... I'm not going to ever tell you any more than that, you know. I'm not going to tell you, like, what my family does. I'm not going to tell you, you know, where I specifically work, you know, stuff like that. And people have to realize that that's okay, you know. Boundaries are so important, you know. I can't believe Ted lives in Boston. Why, you fucking can't? You couldn't tell that I'm British, mate. Oh, God, that was terrible. Oh, man. There's nothing more cringe than an American trying to do a British accent. Oi, chips and chip cheerio. Now that was... like in a mix of Australian You see, this is one of those things that, like, to an American, there's only one British accent, you know, whereas if you, like, talk to anybody from the actual UK, there's, like, 7 different accents just in London. And it makes me wonder if it's the same thing in other parts of the world, too. Like, is there just one American accent, you know, in other parts of the world versus, you know, like here it'd be like, oh, you got a New York accent or the Southern drawl accent or, you know, or you know, stuff like that. No, Carlos, this is pretty much, I use my normal speaking voice, whenever I'm online. I just do not have a particularly thick Boston accent. I just don't. I mean, like, you hear it sometimes. Apparently, the way I say room bothers people. But, you know, whatever. You see, Rico, the thing is that I don't think I've ever seen a British person trying to do an American accent. So it just would seem weird. I guess it just seems weirder to me, you know? But I guess it would kind of be funny to see the other side of that coin. Yeah, so a lot of Canadian accents are very similar to like Midwest or Midwest American accents. Like if you talk to somebody from like Minnesota and somebody from Canada, there's a decent chance that, you know, their accents would be pretty similar. It's funny because their default was New Yorker Italian. We're only like halfway through this route too. Damn, Minnesota and Canada are the same thing. Tell that to a Canadian. Just wait, we're gonna have 25% tariffs for Minnesota imports. Hey, look at that! I was topical. Wow, look at me and my edgy political humor. Wow. I'm talking in an accent that belong to Rage of Hearing. Iron. Ted's gone politics, I'm leaving. Hold on, just wait until you hear my funny joke about eggs. How many leftovers is Polylust carrying? Just one. The other leftover is on Ding Dong. Although the question is just like what are these leftovers and how long are they lasting? It's probably Chinese, because it feels like Chinese leftovers, they just never end. It's just like there's always like one of those little boxes of leftover rice of Chinese food in everybody's fridge, and they haven't had Chinese in 6 months, but there's still leftovers and they're still edible. Yeah, okay. Alright, gang. Listen, there's so much of this route left, and I don't particularly feel like I'm getting to the point where I'm running out of PP. So we're going to the Pokemon Center. This is where Fly would have been really helpful. But thankfully, you only ever have to go down this. You don't ever technically have to go down this route. I do it anyway because it's just so much experience. Oh, thanks, Carlos. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to do it. I found that I enjoy doing stuff what I realized is I enjoy streaming and that I enjoy playing video games. I enjoy talking about video games. I enjoy talking with the chat about video games and other things. I don't necessarily enjoy the production aspect of video making or streaming. You know, I don't particularly enjoy like having an ultra strict schedule. I don't really enjoy editing videos. You know, that stuff I don't find fun. So I thought, since I understand that I'm not doing these to become, you know, to make money. I'm not streaming to, you know, be popular and get a ton of views. I'm doing it for fun. And I realized that, you know, I can do these, and I'm going to be frank here, I do these with minimal effort, because that's just how, oh my God, you piece of garbage. I'm doing these with minimal effort put in just because that's the way I find this to be the most fun. And it seems like most of you guys don't particularly care either. So, yeah. And so that's why but I found that streaming has been something that I have actually looked forward to doing when I set it up like this way. When I was trying to do streaming more regularly a couple of years back, I wasn't enjoying it because I was trying to make it into work, and I don't want this to be work. I want this to be fun. So yeah, so that's why I wanna you know, continue doing it like this. That's part of why I want to make it like a Dragon Quest stream, so that I can have, you know, like something that's easy for me to play and just talk to chat about. And then just have a good time. Yeah, asparagus. No, I was really enjoying when I really enjoyed the Sunshine playthrough, because we just got to talk about crap all the time, which was, I just enjoyed that. But anyway, I had a point and I'm losing it. Oh, right. Yes. So yeah, this is just supposed to be fun for me. So that's why I want to do it. I am going to put myself to some amount of a schedule, just because I think that, like, viewers are owed that to some extent, you know. Like, it's nice when people know, hey, it's Sunday night, Ted's probably going to be streaming. And I'm probably going to revive my Twitter a tiny bit. Mostly, I'm planning on putting a post on there sometime this week. Mostly just to say, hey, I'm streaming now, but I'm not posting on here still. That's my plan for that. And I'll probably post, like, reminder tweets on Blue Sky. Again, but I'm also just not planning on looking at either of those otherwise, because my mental health has enjoyed not being on a social media platform. Turns out the human brain is not really meant to know what's going on around the, like, we're ultimately only a couple thousand years removed from being like cave people that barely have language. So because of that, our brains aren't really ready to comprehend what's going on in the entire world all at once. Viewers are owned. Oh shit, did I say it like that? Oh no. Now I'm really getting canceled. Giving a caveman a printing press. Wow, look at these literal babies with their baby Pokemon. Scrubs. How did you enjoy the break when BSC was offline for a couple months? That was a somewhat different situation. It was nice because, that was somewhat different. Brain Scratch is not a huge obligation. We meet, like, for 3 or 4 hours every Saturday. Record a little bit, and then that's it. So it's not like it's a huge, a big thing to go out of our way to do that. So it was nice in that I got a few Saturdays back to, like, do stuff for me. But it didn't change an awful lot about, like, how I live my life. How long have I been streaming? It does not say. Hold on. I think I have to... Oh, wait, no, it does down there. About 2 hours. Okay. I think I can keep going. At the very least, I'm definitely getting through this route, for sure. The question is... Oh, yeah, no, that's just the same. That's just the same crap. The question is, do I keep on, do I go down bike path? And of that, I'm not sure. I do want to get surf. Oh no, to get surf, you have to go all the way through Safari Zone. Yeah, so no, we're not. Well, we're definitely not doing any of the Fuchsia City stuff. Oh my God! Stop it! I hate you so much. Okay, good. Yeah, no, it's been 2 hours, 5 minutes. It's okay. This one's only level 28, so we should be fine. Grimer's another Pokemon I want to use for like a full run. Problem is, you get Grimer really late in Gen 1. Like, you don't get Grimer until, like, I want to say, like, Pokemon Mansion. At that point, it's not as good. And also, Pure Poison is not a very good type in Gen 3. I'm not a huge fan of the Gen 7 redesign for Alolan Grimer. Like, I don't like it, the way it kind of looks like it has a beard. I don't know, it just doesn't, like, not a huge fan. So you can get that one fairly early, but I've just never really been in the mood for that either. Every time you see Evasion, you're reminded of Coliseum. You know, for a long time, I didn't have access to the Coliseum games. I do have them now. A friend of mine needed some money, so she sold her copy of Pokemon Coliseum XD to me for a relatively reasonable price, and I've had it sitting around for a while. And I also managed to find my copy of... I meant to find a copy, excuse me, of Coliseum at a con for fairly cheap, too, that I bought as well. Original Coliseum. My original childhood copy of Coliseum, I'm never getting back. I left it at a friend's place, and then we had a falling out before I could get it back. So, yeah, not ever getting that game ever again. The thing is that they probably don't even have it either, because I don't think they play games much anymore. So it's probably either sitting in a basement somewhere or sold in a yard sale. Yeah, no, Forces basically, like, I was done after Sonic Forces. I thought Sonic Forces was not just bad, but atrocious. I also wasn't really happy with Lost World either. Like, I thought Lost World wasn't very fun. And then I thought Forces was miserable. So I just don't have any, currently, you know, and like, I get that, like, the Shadow Generations did legitimately look pretty cool. Sonic Frontiers is interesting. You know, I'm not sure how, I don't really necessarily want to play the Switch version of that, and I don't really have anything else to play it on. Superstars, like, looks like fine, but I also just don't care particularly much for classic Sonic to begin with, so it's like, yeah, it's just, you know, Sonic isn't for me right now, and that's fine. You know, Pokemon really isn't for me now at the moment either. Like, I thought Sword and Shield were really bad, and I thought Scarlet and Violet were, like, almost really good, but, like, not much about Pokemon excites me at the moment, and that's fine. You know, people go through phases in life, you know. Star Wars doesn't particularly interest me at the moment. Does that mean that I like the old movies any less? You know, like, or like, still, like, it doesn't make the memories I have of the old movies disappear, you know. Although, like, maybe Star Wars wasn't the best example, because Star Wars is, like, one of the only fandoms I can think of that is more toxic than Sonic the Hedgehog. Which is pretty sad. Like, being more toxic than Sonic the Hedgehog takes a legitimately high amount of effort. Okay. I'll switch Ding Dong back in front after we finish these bikers, because grass poison's not good against regular Pokemon. Yeah, exactly. You know, and again, it's sometimes... So, this is actually... a good example of my thoughts with this is for Ace Attorney. For a long time, Ace Attorney was my favorite franchise, period. And then, even through, like... Even though, like, Ace Attorney 4, I think is still, like, dog shit, I still had... like this like intense love for Ace Attorney. And then Ace Attorney 6 came out, and it was just like, oh my god, this game sucks. You know, it was one of those things where it was unfortunate, but it completely sucked my enthusiasm out of Ace Attorney. And I just like, I don't want to play these games anymore right now. Like, I don't, it's just like, and I mean, and that sucks, but that's also just part of life. Like, people move in and out of things, and maybe they'll announce a new Ace Attorney game that I will be really interested in, and that looks like really good, you know. This particular example might not be great, because I don't particularly expect them. I don't particularly expect an Ace Attorney 7 to be, like, amazing, if they ever make one, but it certainly is possible. Yeah, no, Grand Killer, I understand that completely. Ace Attorney 4, I still think is bad. But I've given it a little bit more slack. Because I realized that a lot of its problems are just due to, like, development problems. You know? Versus, like, 5 and 6 are just not good stories. At all. You know? Like, I would say, like, overall, I think that I would say that, like, 5 is slightly better than 6, like, on its own merit. Like, 5 is better than 4 and 6 on its own merits, but it's still not, like, good. You know, like, some of the stuff in Ace Attorney 5 just doesn't make sense. You know, I'll rag on the rock case in Ace Attorney 4 for being really stupid and not really making much sense, but I don't think anything comes close to the amount of nonsensical garbage that comes from Ace Attorney 5's second and third case. Like the yokai case and the school case in Ace Attorney 5, just like, if you look at them through the eye, one of the things I really loved about 5 different backstories for Paul. One of the things about most of the Ace Attorney games that I really appreciate is if you look through the eyes of the events of the games, through the eyes of the killer, the sequence of events makes a lot of sense. You know, there's a logical course of action for why they're doing the things that they're doing. And that's just not the case for 5 and 6 at all. But anyway, I had a point, and it's just that, you know, you move in and out of things. Like, okay, I'm not as into Ace Attorney as I was, but that's fine, because I've got other things that I'm into. I'm really into Dragon Quest. I'm into, I do love Dragon Quest, you know. Like, I appreciate classic Mario games a lot more than I am. I'm reading so much more now, like real, like, books, and I get so much out of that, and it's like, if something leaves, another thing will take its place, is the best thing to put it. Oh yeah, no, Rico, I can understand that with, like, a Sticker Star. Thankfully for me, Sticker Star didn't, like, kill my enthusiasm for Paper Mario. Because, like, I just kind of, when I first got Sticker Star, I played it for a bit and then got bored and put it down. And just never picked it back up again. And I only realized that it's just like, oh, I never finished this game. A couple of months after the fact. The thing that got me, like, that got me with Paper Mario was Color Splash. Because it had been a long time since the last Paper Mario game, since Sticker Star when Color Splash came out. I think it had been like 5 years, I think. And, you know, there had been these rumors about there being this new Paper Mario game. And it was just like, okay, you know, they've done a couple of experiments, and we're going to have, like, this new Paper Mario game, and then it's gonna, you know, be this return to form, and then it's just like, oh, it's actually Sticker Stars 2. And Color Splash was really like the, ugh, you know, and that was the kind of thing where that was what made me, like, not care about Paper Mario for a while. But then the Thousand Year Door remake came out, and now, like, I'm really excited about Paper Mario again, you know? Like, I thought the Thousand Year Door remake is phenomenal. I do have some issues with it. Like, I'm replaying it again right now, actually. I'm in the middle of a replay at the moment. I really miss being able to speed through text. And I also, like, the menus feel slower. It's like the one area where the lowered frame rate, I think, like, bothers me. Because, like, I don't think that the frame rate's particularly important in that game. But the fact that, like, the menus feel slower, like, you choose something, and then there's, like, this pause before you can choose something else. And also, like, there's just more pauses in general. Like, when you finish a move, you know, like an attack, you're not just immediately able to go into the next attack, because the game has to stop for a little animation of the star power to go into the meter, even if you're at full star power. You know, it's stuff like that. So it's not that the remake has issues, but it's, like, still Thousand Year Door, which is a phenomenal game, you know? So I had a point, and I don't remember that point. But anyway, yeah, so, like, even if something stops being for you for a while, you still know tackle, bro. If something stops being for you for a while, it could come back. Everything can come back around. Okay. If at first you don't succeed, you still know tackle. Oh yeah, I forgot that the Trails games are finally coming out on Switch. Like, that's a series I've been meaning to play for forever. Is the one that's coming out on Switch like the first one? Or is it one of the later ones? Because I do want to play them in order. Trail Sky Remake is a remake of the first one. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Oh yeah, so Rico, so something interesting about the Thousand Year Door remake is that, like, when I was playing the game for the first time, like, I noticed every single change to the dialogue that they made, because I played the game too many times. And so I know the entire script by heart. And I realized that when the stuff that they did change in the dialogue, for the most, like, the stuff with Vivian is like, I love the way they handled it. But in general, one thing that I appreciated is that they made the humor, on the whole, much less mean-spirited, which I appreciated a lot. You know, it's one of those things where if you grew up in the 2000s, that kind of humor was really, really common. You know, this sort of somewhat mean-spirited, sort of, oh, you're fat, you know, kind of like attacking people for stuff that might not be under their control. You know, and like, it was one of those things, like, having grown up in that time, I didn't realize how pervasive it was even into the script of Thousand Year Door, you know? And so when I saw the changes, and I was like, yeah, these are all, like, positive changes. The script is better for all of these. Like, for example, like, the very first, the conversation with the Goombas you have in the Rogueport sewers, like, when it's the tutorial for the random encounters, it's way funnier that instead of them catcalling Goombella, they're like, oh, wow, look at you snobby service people with your clean water and breathable air. Like, that's just way funnier, too, you know? So it's just, yeah. I think, like, the only writing change in the sequel, in the remake that I'm not a huge fan of is that they got rid of the Russian accents for the bombs in Far Outpost. I was looking at a Mario wiki the other day because I wanted to see, like, what were the changes, like what specifically were all of the changes in the news. And they mentioned that it was likely due to the war in Ukraine. I don't know, like, how likely that specifically spurred the changes. With that said, I think that's a little thin. Like, I don't know. I think the Russian accents were fun. I especially liked when you were in one of the, I think in the shop, if you want to buy something, it'll say da and yet for buying and not buying. And then I think if you go to the inn, it'll ask, like, do you want to stay the night? And then it'll say da, I mean yes, and yet, I mean no. Which I just thought was really funny. But the woke agenda! Oh no, I can't believe they made Mario woke. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, the original version still exists. You know, you can still play it. It's still out there. And thankfully now that the remake is out there, the original version's now much more affordable. I haven't looked at it in a long time, but I remember Thousand Year Door came out the weekend of MomoCon. And like, I was used to that game being like over $100 to buy used on GameCube. And then when I was at MomoCon, people were selling it for like $80, and I was like, nature is healing. God, this route goes on for forever. It's still kind of expensive. I mean, yeah. The thing about it to me, though, is that if you can get the game for roughly what it would have cost to get new at the time, I think that that's still, like, fine for retro games. Like, ideally, one of the benefits to retro gaming used to be was that it was cheaper. You know, you were buying old games people didn't want. So, you know, you were getting, like, these great deals all the time. And unfortunately, that's not really the case anymore. Like, you can still get some games for, you know, cheaper than what they would have cost to buy them new. Unfortunately, you just can't really expect that you will get everything cheaper than what it came out new, or like get things at an insane bargain. You know, like, you used to be able to get GameCube games for, I keep on knocking crap over on my desk. You used to be able to get GameCube games for like $10, you know, and that's like Can you stop knocking over? Jeez, I'm knocking over crap that I've got on my desk. Hold on a second. Yeah, I would rather not pay more than 60 euros for a 20-year-old game. I understand for sure, but like if you're, for me, it's one of those things where it's like, I also understand that, you know, there's a scarcity sort of thing going on. Yeah, not dumping $100 on these. Yeah, that, I think Pokemon in particular is just extremely egregious with price for used game sales. Like, I'm sorry, these are some of the most popular games of all time. There's so many copies, you know. It's not like, you know, all like for a game like Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, where the game didn't sell great, I kind of understand why it's so expensive. You know, it's a well-regarded game in a franchise, but there's not a lot of inventory out there. Okay, that makes sense. Oh no! Oh, you know, we're. Oh god. So like a game like Fire Emblem Path of Radiance being expensive, I at least get. But Pokemon, you're telling me that like Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver that sold over 10 million copies is going to be $70 for just the DS cart? Really, bruh? Oh yeah, no, Elements. That blows. Yeah. Like I remember, this was really sad to see because for me, for Dragon Quest. If I felt like it, I could go into my Amazon history right now, and like do a screenshot. I bought brand new copies of Dragon Quest 4 and 5 for $20 each, back in like 2011, 2012. They were like factory sealed, brand new copies of both of those games. $20 each. For Dragon Quest 6, I paid the full 40, you know, because that one was more rare. But nowadays those games are like $100, and the thing is that it's not even like, oh, you know, like they were cheap for forever. They were that cheap up until Dragon Quest XI came out, and then Dragon Quest XI came out and was fairly popular, and people saw that and were like, oh, well, now we're gonna price gouge people. I doubt that, you know, they made an awful, like, more money. Like, I don't think that people probably... Because the thing about selling stuff like that is you have to actually sell it for it to be worth anything, you know? Like, I can buy groceries with $100. I cannot buy groceries with a copy of Dragon Quest V for the Nintendo DS, you know? Oh, Ender Magnolia. I really want to play Ender Lilies and Ender Magnolia. I'm just waiting for Ender Lilies has been on my to-play list for forever. And I'm mostly just waiting for it to go on sale. I don't get making 3D All-Stars limited time on the eShop. That's the thing that doesn't get me. That I don't get. Mario 35 too. Like, why? You know, okay, having a limited print run, I can get. Having a limited time physical release, I don't understand that. I didn't know this is fun. Wait, the FE1 remake on Switch was limited time? I did not know that. It's so funny to me too that the 3D All-Stars ports are now so expensive, because I could have sworn for forever that those games were cheap. That the 3D All-Stars was cheap. Like, I thought for sure that game, like, that, like, you could buy used copies for really inexpensive for a long time. But now it's expensive, I suppose. I mean, yeah, no, Nintendo, for better and for worse, Nintendo always has to do things their way. At least they didn't do it again. I mean, I don't know. I think it's fairly likely that there's another overpriced Mario collection coming out sometime this year. Because, like, they haven't even announced anything for Mario's 40th yet. Like, you would have thought that they would have done something by now, you know. New Super Mario Bros. All-Stars? Oh, God. Please, no. Although, the original New Super Mario Bros. On DS turns 20 next year. If you want to feel old, there you go. I think Mario Wii, new Mario Wii, turns, like, 16. I wouldn't mind a better looking version of the DS. I think the DS game's fine. I don't think it holds up, like, great. Like, especially, I think Mario Wonder has just, like, upped my standard for 2D Mario on the whole. Because I think Mario Wonder is phenomenal. Probably wait until September. I guess that makes sense. That, actually, now that you say it like that, waiting until September to release the 3D Mario game makes a lot of sense. If they want it to be like Mario's 40th, you know, like have that be the Mario 40 celebration. That flies. Okay, how many do I need for you? 50 species. The experience share. Have I? I've only caught 41. Oops. Alright. It's 9:15. I should be heading out. Like, not too... like, late. Like, I don't want to stay here too late, I guess. I never understood why the good rod, you know, like, why the good rod, I always got the good rod after the super rod, like, even as a kid. I was just like, why am I getting the worst one after the better one, you know? Seeing YouTubers get old makes you feel old? Yeah. That is a good point. Because I'm thinking of, like, some of the internet memes that I knew from, like, middle school are now old enough to, like, drink. And it's just like, oh, God. Okay. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Let's see if I can get to the Golden Teeth. If I remember how to get to the Golden Teeth in one run of the Safari Zone. 2007 was last week, right? Oh, I can't save. They're too afraid of me saving the game. Because God forbid. You know what? Let's see if we catch a Dratini. Why not? I've never used one, so... And they're like one of the... They're time consuming, but it's like one of the easier ones to get because you don't have to move. Oh yeah, no, the Safari Zone theme being the evolution theme always was really weird to me. Ooh! See? The Safari Zone sucks, man. I hate this place. Watch, I'm gonna throw one rock at it and it will immediately run away. Yeah, this place blows. If I remember correctly, Safari balls are equivalent to Great Balls, only you cannot, like, lower Pokemon HP. So, like, the catch rate's really, really low. I forget how much the rock improves your catch rate, but it just increases their chance to run by so much, it never feels worth it. Oh, I don't mind telling people how old I am. I was born in '93, so I turned 32 in a couple weeks. Your best chance is always to throw balls. Yeah, that's what I've always thought. I think we lucked out, though, on this one being a relatively low level, because I believe level means less HP, and less HP means less chance. Okay, we're going to do, like, one more chance to find the Dratini, and then we're out of here. Hold down A. Yeah, down AB is what I always do. Even though it doesn't do anything. I still out of habit do it. Okay. Yeah, Dratini's only... Yeah, you will find them eventually. Because it's more just about, like, oh, you don't have to waste any steps. So, like, the Nidorans are pretty easy to catch here. I say. Because their catch rates are relatively high, all things considered. Hi, Faison. Thank you for stopping by. We're almost at the end here, I think. I can never remember... Oh, God. How do you get to... think you want to go this way? Can never remember the best way to actually get to where you want to go in this. If you want all the stuff, you definitely need to... You definitely need to take multiple trips. I think actually going for the neat arena is a waste of balls, because if you catch the Nidoran female, it's at a level where you can just level it up once and it's good to go. Ooh, I do love me Rhyhorn, but we want to go for Aerodactyl. We'll try to catch it, at the very least. You piece of garbage. Oh, Parasect. I love Parasect. Parasect is an underrated Pokemon, in my opinion. Every time, man. Why is that command even in this game? Sorry, got distracted there for a second. Hold on. I think we might actually be close to where the stupid thing is. It's like, no! Oh no, we're not gonna get it. I'm lost. Oh yeah, it's one over. It's like not gonna happen, right? Because you throw the bait at it, you never catch it. You throw the rock at it, it never, it runs away immediately. And you never catch it because its catch rate's so low. It's up to Chansey. Ah. Unfortunately, you can't get Blissey in this game, even if it's at like the requisite happiness, until you get the post game, because you need the updated Pokedex. Oh, I never caught a normal Paris. Okay. Yeah, no, that's something that that the Heart Gold Soul Silver remakes definitely did better. Is that you can get the Gen 3 and 4 Pokemon. Like, if you, you can get Yanmask and whatnot. 69 steps, nice. I think we're still probably not gonna get it. Oh, no, we did, holy shit! Hold on, isn't strength in here? Like, don't I have to talk to you to get strength? Yo! Look at that! Oh no, we get surf! So, okay. And then we get, oh yeah, we get surf from him and then strength for getting the gold teeth. Yeah, we were called Celery because I couldn't think of a better name. And then we named our, rival Cucumber. Now, what I don't remember is if we can actually, like, surf. No! I was one step away from checking. Okay. Oh, you need Koga's badge? Okay. But you can strength now, I think? Oh, wait, wrong house. Yes, okay. Well, right now, Dragon Quest III, because that's the one I want to play next. I'm really just looking forward to replaying that game. I don't think I want to, like, play any games. I think I only want to replay games for the stream. I don't think because, like, I've never played DQ9. I don't think I want to play that for my first time on stream. But I am looking forward to, replaying, DQ3, because especially with that game, like, there's so many party combinations. Alright, here's what we're doing, guys. We're gonna buy some Ultra Balls, because we can finally get them. And then, after that, yeah, we'll buy, like, 50. There we go. That's probably enough. Oh, dude, DQ9, I would love a DQ9 remake. I think a DQ9 remake would be phenomenal. I would really, really love that. But, I mean, I don't know how likely it is, but I would really like it. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna make our way through, the, bike road and then call it a night. Oh, no, I played Resident Evil 4. I played and beaten it. I did it on stream, actually. I did it on the Brain Scratch channel. Oh, God, that was probably like 10 years ago now that I did that. Oh, man. The passage of time sucks. Game's good. It's fine. Not really my genre. Brian, what's a good starting off point? If you're talking about Dragon Quest, I think 3 and 11 are really good starting out off points. They're very different games, though. So I would look up, you know, Dragon Quest 3, Dragon Quest 11. And, you know, if one or two of those games, like, looks interesting to you, I think you should try it. I also really like Dragon Quest 4 and 5 a lot. They're two of my favorite games in the franchise. However, they're really expensive on DS, and otherwise you'd have to do the mobile version, which I know a lot of people aren't necessarily about, so... we're doing Koga first, because if I do Koga first, then I can surf and get Aerodactyl, who is going to be under-leveled, and I want to make sure that it's, like, actually, like, usable. And if we get, The Silphco, which you have to do before you beat, you have to do Silphco before you do Sabrina, I'm pretty sure. Silphco is really good for getting a weak Pokemon up to a manageable level. Because of, it's a lot of fairly weak Pokemon on all the rockets. So it's just it just seems like it makes a lot of sense. I thought, chat's telling me that it's Koga that you need to beat in order to be able to surf outside of battle. I just always do Koga before Sabrina anyway, because that's just the order I've done as a kid. Sabrina feels harder than Koga to me. That's the order that they are on, like, the gym leader badge thingy. Well, Elements, I certainly hope they rebalance Dragon Quest 2. Because that game can put off a lot of people. I'm more interested to know, like, what they could do to Dragon Quest 1. Because ultimately, there's just not a lot of meat on the bones of that game. Like, it's fun. Like, it's a good, like, simple game if you want that. But there's just, like, not a lot to it, you know? So apparently Dragon Quest 12 has been having developmental issues. Like, it's because they announced it, like, 5 years ago. And we haven't heard a thing about it since. Apparently, it's been having a rough development. So, hopefully we hear something about it soon. But I'm not, like, holding my breath. Hey, nice to see you, Smashmaster. How do you miss a giant crashing wave of water? Square announcing games too early? I know, right? What have you missed since the last stream? We did Lavender Tower and got all the way through the right routes from Lavender to Fuchsia. We're cutting through Bike Path right now for the experience points. I caught a Poliwhirl and that replaced our Prime. Missed 100% surf, but 55%. Well, to be fair, we did have one smoke screen on us, so you know that obviously we're gonna miss, you know. So the thing about the FF7 remake games is mostly that, like, well, for one, I can't even play the second one because that's only on PS5, which I don't have. But yeah, no, I have some, like, issues with the Final Fantasy VII remake's story. I've only looked at the first game's story. Like, I haven't even looked at anything regarding the second game. But, like, I just don't know why they couldn't just do a normal remake. You know, I don't get why Square has to be like this for everything that they do. You know, like, and granted, I have not looked up the story for the second game, but it's like I don't see like, okay, they do this weird alternate universe thing, but from what I can tell, they still haven't like taken the chance to actually like take risks with the storytelling, because ultimately they understand that people want to see the Final Fantasy VII story. So it's like you've got. I feel like I don't get why Square is the way they are. So yeah, oh yeah, the DQ11 demo is like 10 hours long. If you wanna, it gets you through like a lot of the game. So that's something that you can try like completely free. The game also just got a permanent price cut too. It's now $40 instead of $60. Grand Killer, I can understand that, because like, okay, like, because that's what I was thinking, was like, okay, if you're going to like take this different approach with this game and say, okay, the rules are different now, we're allowed to make changes to the story, then do that. But from what I can tell, they didn't really do that. You know, they like kind of backed out on what they wanted to do. You know, so it's like, at that point, why not just make it a straight remake from the start? In the business, we call that the Star Wars Episode 9 problem. Where one director wanted to do something, you know, wanted to do something that like had some amount of, you know, change associated with it, and the other director was like, nah. And so the sequel ended up like completely undoing anything interesting that the first game did. Episode 9 sucks so much. Mad World or Red Steel 2? I have not played Mad World. It's on my to-do list. It's been on my to-do list for years. I played a good amount of Red Steel 2, but like I never beat it. I played maybe 4 hours of Red Steel 2. I liked it a lot. You know, the original Red Steel is bad, but Red Steel 2, like, I thought was really interesting. It's one of those games that I should go back and try again at some point. Oh, I never played Bravely Default 2. I should do that. The original Bravely Default is one of those games that I think I enjoy less. Like, I would enjoy a lot less if I replayed it. But I actually think Bravely Second holds up fairly well. Like, Bravely Second, I think, is, all things considered, in every way but music, a much better game than the original Bravely Default. I remember just being a little annoyed that they called it Bravely Default 2, because it's not the second Bravely Default, it's the third. Sequels or prequels? They're so it Okay. Here's how it goes, okay? The 7 and 8 are better movies than 1 and 2. By a lot. 8, I think, is arguably the best Star Wars. I know that that's like a contentious opinion or whatnot. But I think Last Jedi is a really good movie. In that, like, I think that but I think 9 is like horrendous. I think 9 is the worst Star Wars movie by a country mile. So with that said, I would say, but even so, like, I still don't, like, the idea of watching all 3, you know, it's like, okay, I would rather watch I would rather watch 7 and 8 than 1 and 2. But I do really like 3. And I would absolutely watch 3 over 9. So I guess I would say sequels, because there's 2 of those 3 movies that I like, versus for the prequels, I only like 1 of the 3 movies. But it's obviously a more complicated, it's more complicated than just that. Bravely Default 2 has a completely different story, separate from Bravely Default 1 or 2nd. You know what? Actually, that makes me more interested in playing it, now that I hear that about it. Like, knowing that it's its own thing makes me more interested in playing it. You know, Elements, I'm in a similar boat. Like, I have nostalgia for the prequels, even though, like, they're not, like, really good movies. You know, like, Episode 3 isn't, like, an amazing movie, but it's perfect at what it's trying to do, which is, like, be a big, silly action movie with some emotional stakes. I think it does a great job with that. You know, in terms of, like writing quality, it's certainly not great. As for, like, the sequels are just so weird, because they're definitely, like, all 3 of them are better produced than the prequels. Like, the filmmaking's just better, the acting on the whole is better. You know, they're better made movies, but there's elements of them that I understand that people don't like. You know, like, I get it. Star Wars is just such a weird franchise, man. I also like the silly robots. R2 has always been my favorite Star Wars character. Yeah, no, Rico, I agree. Like, Star Wars, the thing about, the biggest problem that everybody had about Episode 7 was that it played it too safe. Like, it was afraid that people were going to react to it like the prequels, and so it was like, look at all of this original series stuff that you remember. Don't you remember Han? Don't you remember Millennium Falcon? Chewbacca? You know, it's like, Episode 7 played it way too safe. And then, I don't even particularly think Episode 8 took too many risks. But, you know, it did take risks. And then people were like, no, we want it to be like old Star Wars. And then Episode 9 came out and not only, like, went out of its way to, like, to answer the questions from Episode 8 in the least interesting way possible, but it was also just, like, so stupid. Yeah, Episode 7 was literally a rewrite of 4, exactly. Whereas, like, if you look at Episode 8, it definitely pulls a ton from Empire Strikes Back. But it's also, like, it's also trying to be its own thing at the same time. You know, it's not just trying to be Empire. Whereas Episode 7 is 100% just trying to be A New Hope. Yeah, the sequels had no plan. I'm not necessarily sure. I agree with you in spirit, not necessarily, like... Okay, I'm being very nitpicky here, and I'm not trying to, like, disparage you at all, Obsceno. I'm sure Disney had a plan. Like, you don't spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on a franchise and commit to a 3-movie series without a plan. Because Disney has a plan for everything. They want to sell merchandise. They want to make TV shows. They want to have a theme park, you know. Disney has a plan for everything. So, I think that they did have a plan for the sequels. I think that the plan just went off the rails. Is the, I feel like they, when they zigged too much and zigged and zagged, and they didn't just commit, because it's goddamn Star Wars. Like, it's gonna make money no matter what. You don't have to back off, like, just because you're scared about, like, what John YouTuber says about your movie. Like, it's, just, like, do what you're trying to do and, like, don't give a crap about, like, what the public thinks. Because, for one, it's Star Wars. People will go and watch it. And, oh, man, guys, we're gonna learn how to be submissive. Ooh. Yeah, it's just like, why would anybody use this move when Brick Break is just, like, way better? Like, chance of miss, also recoil damage, versus no chance of miss, can break light screen and reflect. It's like, 5 power is not worth it. I want to believe that people making billions of dollars on these decisions aren't that stupid, but they try really hard to prove me wrong. Oh, man. You are right about that. Was submission really the best fighting type move? Did high jump kick not exist at that time? Because high jump kick, like, I think just better, right? Like, I think its accuracy is better and its damage is better. The recoil's much worse if you miss, though. It's like saying Lick is the best ghost type move in Gen 1. Good point, well made. It was Hitmonlee exclusive, that is true, yes. But that's part of why I always really liked Hitmonlee as a fighting type, is because it hit hard and had good moves, Was Cross Chop Gem 2? I don't really remember. Oh, no. Oh, it wasn't Gen 1? Okay. Cross Chop might have only been on Machamp, which I never used. Yeah, that's actually funny. I don't think I've ever used any of the Machoke line ever in any Pokemon game. But yeah, no, I'm of the opinion that Disney did have a plan. They just, like, backtracked on that plan so hard for Episode 9 that, like, it just made the whole thing fall flat. That's my opinion, because again, a company like that does not go into that kind of decision without a plan. That doesn't necessarily mean that they had a good plan to start off with. Their plan could have been terrible, because that happens all the time too. George Lucas had a plan and Disney rejected it. To be fair, George Lucas is not a great writer. So rejecting George Lucas's plan doesn't say much to me. Can Magmar and Electabuzz be female? No, they would have to be, right? Because there's baby forms of them. For some reason, I thought that Magmar and Electabuzz were, like, male exclusive. It's easy to say because George... No, there's definitely more to it than just, because of George. very rarely one singular reason as to why a movie doesn't work out. It turns out when you're making, you know, a piece of art that's a collaborative effort between dozens, if not hundreds of people, there's typically not, you know, easy, like, simple reasons as to why something didn't work. Only Jinx is female exclusive. Okay. Can someone in chat remind me where the TM for Sludge Bomb is in this game? I would be very appreciative if someone in chat could do that for me, please. Rocket Warehouse? Oh, that's like that. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Okay, yeah, never mind. Looks like we're doing a lot more LSD then. Because I don't even think I really want to do Sevi Islands on this run. Like, Sevi Islands are kind of boring. And just not very fun. So ready to backseat, but my ass never uses poison types. Oh wait, no coffee. No. It's like I have this Doug trio, and I'm like, oh man, all these poison types. He's gonna be great, and it's all coffee who all have levitate in this game. The Johto Pokemon are nice. Don't get me wrong. I do love that, but. I just, usually by the time I'm done with the main story in Leaf Fire Red and Leaf Green, like, I've had my fill with Pokemon, and I'm just like, I'm good. Do I think, yeah, Brian, we were talking about this a little bit earlier. I think, Prime 4 is going to be like Breath of the Wild. I think they're going to release it on both consoles, and it's going to be like their attempt to get the hardcore audience for the Switch 2. That is my prediction. Now, will that work? And will, like, Prime 4 end up being, you know, as universally, like, have that universal appeal of Breath of the Wild? I'm not sure. The Metroid in general as a series is a lot more niche than I think people necessarily like it. They're honest, but Metroid is a pretty niche series, all things considered. There's it doesn't have the same universal appeal as something like Zelda or Mario does. Again, I'm not saying that Metroid's bad. Of course it's not bad. But it's not, you know, doesn't have the same mass appeal that Zelda does. So I don't know necessarily if it will work to the same extent Breath of the Wild did. But it certainly, I think, will... but I certainly think that that's what Nintendo's hoping. Oh yeah, no, Dread did do really well. Part of that's just the Switch effect. Every game, every Nintendo franchise on the Switch has been among the best in the franchise. Like, I think Forgotten Land is the best-selling Kirby game. New Horizons is the best-selling Animal Crossing. There's a couple other examples, too. Crafted World might even be the best-performing Yoshi game, which would be really sad if it was. Pikmin, oh yeah, Pikmin 4, for sure. You know what? I agree. I would also really like a Super Metroid remake. Because I don't particularly care for the way the original Super Metroid controls. I've always found it really awkward. So I would really like them to remake Super Metroid in the Dread engine. I think that would be phenomenal. Because Dread, I think, is the best 2D Metroid. Might just be the best Metroid, period. Metroid Dread's really, really good. Luigi's Mansion 3 is the best-selling horror game. Oh, man. I would really like them to do a Luigi's Mansion with the structure of the original Luigi's Mansion. Like, I really want them to do the kind of open-ish world house feel. Like, because the original Luigi's Mansion is more linear than I think many people will give it credit for. Like, it's not a super open game, but it feels more open. So I would like them to try that. Whereas I wasn't a huge fan of how, like, linear 3 felt, where it was just like, okay, floor 1, floor 2, floor 3. It was also a little too long, in my opinion. Like, it wore out its welcome by the 2/3 mark. IMO. Mansion 3 is probably pretty cheap. I would pick it up. It's still very good. Why do they all have to have Weezings, man? Like, it's certainly worth a play, but it's just not, like, outstanding. It's definitely a lot better than Luigi's Mansion 2. Luigi's Mansion 2 was one of those games that I enjoyed at the time, but I felt didn't hold up at all when I went back to replay it. And it was one of those things where when I saw that they were porting it to the Switch, I was like, why? Of all the 3DS games to port to the Switch, why that one? I know why. It's because they had the source code and it was empty. And they needed a slot filled. Oh, another code collection I liked a lot. I liked the first one a lot more than the second one. I thought the second one dragged on far too long, and there wasn't really any puzzle solving at all, like throughout most of it. Like, I felt like it went way too long in between puzzle sections, and I thought the story wasn't as strong in the second one. But I thought the first one was really well done. Dark Moon has the best King Boo fight? I can see that. Yeah, no, Rico, you do make a good point. Like, especially after Wonder and Odyssey, it's very clear that they're good with Mario being weird again. And I really hope that they do something special with the 4 that they will eventually make. You know, the one thing that I hope for, and it's like a really petty thing, if they want to get old hats on board, only thing that they need to do in order to get people praising the game before it comes out is use the GameCube models, like GameCube designs for the enemy ghosts instead of the Dark Moon designs. They did that. People would, you know, they'd have like fans of the original game like white knighting that until the end of time. You know, all that they have to do is just use the designs for the original like Mook ghosts. I mean, so I know a lot of people say that they want a Kid Icarus Uprising port, and don't get me wrong, I would like a port for that game too. But I'd also really like a sequel. You know, I think that a Kid Icarus sequel would be awesome. I would like a sequel more than a port, honestly. Please don't kill it? Okay, it killed it. Alright. What about a sequel with a free point? You see, now you're speaking my language here. I actually didn't really like Echoes of Wisdom all that much. I found that the game got really tiring to play after a while. I found that I was like using the same solutions for puzzles over and over again. If you've ever played Scribblenauts, I felt the same way playing Echoes of Wisdom that I felt playing that, where like there's all these tools and options and I feel like I should just be creative all the time, but in practice I'm just using the same things over and over again. Like, as if you've ever played Scribblenauts, it's like, okay, you can summon everything, but it's like, what is the correct thing to summon? Gun, rope, horse. You use the same 5 things over and over again. This could just be a skill issue, for the record. Like, I could just not be creative enough. But, you know. Alright, that was a pretty long stream. One of the longer ones I've done since I started streaming again. That's it for tonight. But yeah, plan for the future for streaming is I'm gonna try my best stream Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. Starting somewhere around 7:30-ish, 7 maybe-ish, depending on when I eat my dinner, Eastern time. Thank you everybody for stopping by. This is actually one of the more bumpin' streams that I've done since I came back, which was a lot of fun to see. But yeah, I'll talk to you all later. Have a good